Hi everyone, Kirk here with Kirk's Motorrad Shop in Crystal Lake, Illinois, bringing you a do-it-yourself video. Today's video is going to be on this G310 GS here. It's going to be how to change out the oil on it. Oil change on these bikes is pretty straightforward, it's pretty simple, but a lot of you guys like to just have a visual as to how to do it. That's why I make these videos. If you do appreciate these videos, of course, give it a like, subscribe, all that stuff. But also check the links that are right down below in the description area. There's a lot of links down there, different ways that you can help me in the production of these videos. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you're going to do when you do an oil change is you need to remove the rock pan, the chip pan down here, rock guard, whatever you want to call it. 12 millimeter socket on there. There's 4 bolts underneath. Nuts, I should say. There we go. Okay, right here on the side of the engine, you have an 8 millimeter hex. That's your drain plug. Comes out of the side. Loosen that off. Drain the oil out. While that's draining out, you can inspect the magnet that's at the end here. And in this case, it looks very clean. If you do happen to see a little bit of metal particles on there, that's pretty normal. The little clutch material might get on there. Also, just little metal parts from inside the engine. So once that gets done draining, you can reinstall it. A lot of times, by the way, a lot of times you can reuse the little O-ring that's on there. Just inspect it, take a look at it. If it looks still like it's pretty much brand new, go ahead and reuse it. It's really fine. If not, you can certainly get a new one. In this case, this one looks just like brand new. There's no reason to change it out. Not yet, anyway. I found that you can get a good 3 or 4 uses out of them before they're completely gone. But if you did get a new one with your kit, then by all means go ahead and change it. So I'm going to go ahead and torque this down now to 28 Newton meters. And that's that. Just going to pull the filter off of here. So this is a Moly filter, an OC1141. You can get aftermarket filters. Don't think that you just have to always use the OE filter or the BMW filter. If you want to see a comparison of some filters, I do have a filter comparison on my channel where I cut apart a whole bunch of filters just to see how they're made, and you can have a look to see which one's best for you. All right, new one. Back on there. Just clean it up. Take a little bit of used oil and coat the gasket. And we're going to spin that on. And I don't have a cap wrench that will fit this, but if you have a cap wrench that will fit that, that'll be 11 Newton meters. Or you can just spin it on there just till it gets pretty tight. It'll be fine. If you really want to, crank it down, I guess you can use a wrench on there. Crank it down a little bit more. There we go. And that's it. All right, let's fill it up. All right, I'm going to fill this up now with 1.65 liters. That's what this takes with the oil change. That's not quite 2 quarts. So if you did buy it in quarts, just pay attention. You don't want to overfill it. And we'll just go ahead and fill this up. I'm using 540. I use motorcycle oil because this does have a wet clutch, or use one that is compatible with a wet clutch, and that would be JASO MA/2 spec oil. You can use Rotella T6 in this. That is a oil that is suitable for this use. And there's so many others. You know, just do what's best for you. I really don't have an opinion as to what you guys should use in this, other than definitely use motorcycle oil. All right. Do inspect your O-ring that's on the bottom of your cap, or you know, at the top of your cap. Just make sure it's there. Make sure it's not cut or anything. Okay. And then we're going to go back over to the other side and just eyeball the little window that's over there. Right now it's up to the top of the window, and I'm going to start the bike, and so it gets some oil going through the filter, and then I'll recheck the oil one more time. I'm going to wait for the oil to come back up to the proper mark here. Right now it's sitting at about halfway through the window, and if you look in your manual, you're going to see, in fact, I'll bring you in for this a little bit better. You can see that little window right there. It's got 2 little marks on the side. There's a lower mark and an upper mark. So about halfway up the window is right where you want the oil to be sitting. That's the full mark. You don't want it sitting all the way at the top of the ring up there. So it's got minimum and maximum, and doesn't take a whole lot to change that. So right now it is sitting right at the halfway mark, right where it's supposed to be. So now get out there and change your oil. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, guys.